There you go. And whoever jumps in, jumps in. But we starting this. We get off at 11, so just an hour. You know.
Okay.
And if anyone else hops in, I'm gonna do like 3 minutes each in terms of responses, and so
Right.
that's kind of how to go as well. But um, yeah, again, just keep doing what you do. The love you show, okay, like the love you show, the care you show, the diligence you show, um, the passion. I kid you not. All of that is recognized and seen. Some people may not say it, but they feel it.
That's good. I hope that is what I do hope that that's what comes like, from me. I try to
Yeah,
be, just authentic. I try
yeah.
to be loving,
Hmm.
kind, and just like, I mean, I really do love like this kind of thing, like community, like
Hmm.
talking about um things that matter, I guess, issues that
Yeah,
matter.
yeah.
And yeah, and mental health is something that I'm passionate about for sure.
Hmm. And that's why you belong in the community. Now I'm not even just talking about mine, just the mental health community in general. You belong as a part of that because a lot of people aren't getting that. They're not getting love. Uh, most people barely love. Most people don't love. Most people love in exchange. It's an
Mhm,
exchange. It's an exchange value. It's like, hey, I give you love for this. All right.
mhm.
That's the way most people love. But yours is very rare. It's very rare. Yeah. Very rare and very raw.
Yeah.
I know we're talking about racism today, but I had to say that. I wanted to just start off with that. And I think it's a good segue into it, right? I mean, that's one of the reasons why me and you can talk and sit here today, right now. You being white, I'm being black, right? As in terms of racism or in terms of race. But, as a human, we're both human. You know what I'm saying? Like, and as Christians, we both believe that we came from two people
Right.
that started all this, so, but talking about this specific topic, race, um, racism, all of those different aspects that come with it. Um, and I'm hoping that again the other people jump in as well because I wanted to get a mixture, a variety of people.
Yeah, me too. I wanted to hear what they had to say.
I wanted to hear what everyone had to say. I'm just like, man, like I hope everyone else jumps in, but if they don't, it's cool. But
We can
um, yeah, we still gonna wing it. Like that's what I'm saying. That's why I love, man. We got Carrie here, y'all. And again, we talking about racism. Again, this is something that's I think is a huge topic for a lot of people. It sparked from Raven. Raven,
right.
yeah. Did you
Yeah,
ever see that
I didn't see the full thing, but I've seen the clips so far. And I
Yeah.
also I think I
On the live? You
was
jumped on
on
the
the
live.
live
You
for
jumped on
like
live.
last little bit. Like I think you were closing it out and you were like, man, we should have had you on here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that is how this came about, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Like, that's what I love about these calls too. Who needs to be here will be here.
Hmm.
That's how I see it. Even with my moderators and things like that. It's like I don't want y'all to have a number that y'all got to meet in order to stay moderate. And like, no, whoever's gonna be there, gonna be there, and the passion that y'all have is gonna spread out, and people are gonna notice it. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, just the aspect of racism, right? And I want to even start with you, right? Like, I'm not even gonna jump to me and black people and racism, all that type of stuff. I mean, that's an apparent thing. But what
Yeah.
you don't hear a lot is racism, or at least me, what I don't hear a lot is racism caused by other racism that other races experience, including white people. For
Yeah.
real, right? Like, yeah, like I've heard people say white people you can't be racist or you can't experience racism or something to that effect or something. Have you heard that?
I have heard that. Yeah. I
What you
have.
think? What you think when you hear that?
What do I think when I hear that? Well, I guess so I it's like a weighted thing, just it's like a weighted thing, and you get a little scared as a white person to respond to it because of the fact that you're like, okay, I do have privilege, right? Like here in America, I have privilege
We
because
can
of the
acknowledge that. We can
of-
acknowledge that.
and so I can acknowledge that and understand it. Um, but there are I don't know if it would be necessarily racism, but I guess it's like when people look at you sometimes or you're with people
Mhm.
that are different than you
Yeah.
Like it's like what like do you belong? Like sometimes you get that like sense like she doesn't belong here. She's not like me. She's not like, like what why did you bring her? Like if I'm like friends with like someone, like even like this weekend, I went down to Charlotte, North Carolina with my
Yeah.
friend Felicia, and
Yeah.
she's black,
Yeah.
and we went down to see Lucky Day, and it
Hmm.
was great. Had a great time.
Hey.
But like, me and her were vibing in the car, and she's just my friend. And like, I love her, love, whatever. But like we did get looks from people like as we're driving, like what are they hanging out together? Like, like why are they hanging out?
Wow.
And like you get these looks and like I noticed it now. Like I don't know if I would have noticed it before,
Yeah.
but like, I do notice it more now. Like when you just get looks. So you're
Yeah.
like, but I don't like I just like people. I love cultures and
Yeah.
I like to learn about like your culture. I like for me I've been mostly accepted by like all cultures. I lived in Hawaii before. I made like friends with the like native Hawaiians
Hmm.
um and I just I want to learn about like teach me how to say something in your language. Teach,
Yeah.
I want to like, and it comes from like respect. And I think that's
Hmm.
something that matters is like respecting other people and respecting their culture
Yeah.
and respecting like, and being willing to put yourself into places that like are maybe uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like there was a TikTok that I had watched. I don't remember who it was, but they had said like if you're friends with me and you're like a different race
Hmm.
um or whatever and you don't like come like if I always have to come to you,
Hmm.
like I think she was specifically talking about white people. If I always have to come to you like where you feel safe, but you never come to like me or to like
Yeah.
my area,
Yeah.
like where I hang out, then
Hmm.
are we really friends? Like is it like, you
Oh
know?
wow. That's dope. That's dope. Hmm.
I'm like to me that makes sense because it's like if you're not willing to put yourself into the like get to know like someone or get to know their culture, get to know like where they're at,
Yeah.
like you're not gonna have like friendship. um
That's good. That's good. That's actually really good. And that's not just on the part of you as the white friend, right? That's also on the part of that other person going over into your culture, right?
yeah.
Which may or may not be predominantly white. Like it may be other, that's
Yeah,
the thing
exactly.
too. Like,
I
you know,
mean, for me, I'm white. I'm very I am.
yeah.
I'm and German, Norwegian, and Danish is my heritage. But
Hmm.
like, so but and we have some like traditions that we do and it's
Hmm.
but yeah, so like bringing that in is I think it's important.
It's
And
important. Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
I
I
think I
love
answered the question. I don't know.
No, you are. You are answering it. You are answering. I mean, you can't, there's no wrong answer. I mean, everything you're saying ties into it's the way my brain works. Whenever I hear something, it just spins more webs, more questions. Like I can ask questions for days.
Mhm.
But you're hitting on some really good points, as someone, who identifies as a white person. Okay, yeah, you find interest in other cultures that you've come to embrace or come to um, become curious about. And
Mhm.
there's nothing wrong with that, And so, me as someone who's black, I've seen it the opposite. I've seen the other stick where it's like, obviously, we know the history of the nation, America, and all this type of stuff. So we know the roots that are still there. Some roots will probably never be uprooted, because it's humanity, right? Sin.
Yeah.
It's like a cancer. It can't. I think racism is sin. It's just a form of it. And so, um, you just certain things you ain't gonna never get rid of. But I've seen it in cases where you have people who have felt like they've experienced racism or they feel like someone's being racist to them. only to then become racist themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They then become someone who is racist to other people, to white people. I've seen black people who become racist to white people. It's like, and like, you build a hatred instead
Yeah.
of loving, and you
Yeah.
build, you know what I'm saying? Or other way.
Mhm. I
You,
know exactly what
you
you're
get what
saying. This
Yeah.
is this like it this reminds me of, I mean, I did take um a couple classes ago.
Yeah.
I took a class on this counseling the culturally diverse is what the name of it was. And it was a very like it was a very deep class. It
Yeah.
had you look into like your own culture and
Hmm.
like see like, aspects of racism in that. And as like when I was first going into it and even reading the book, um, the book was like, a lot of times you'll get like, white people
Yeah.
will be like really like apologetic or like you
Hmm.
get like a lot of different like ways of not sure how to respond in class because
Hmm.
like I don't feel like I've actually, you know, dealt
Hmm.
with racism and I don't want to
Hmm.
be seen as racist and all of this stuff, you
Hmm.
know? And then like sometimes people of color will in that class, like they wrote in the book, will come out like you said, just justified like and there is like justification in seeing somebody finally understand what you went through. There is that,
Yeah.
like have somebody finally understand what you went through or like possibly see what you went through.
Hmm.
Um, that I think it's important to be able
Hmm.
to share your experiences and to have somebody know what happened,
Yeah.
but you have to be careful not to let that go into like a hatred of that person because of like the color of their skin or the privilege that they had. It's
Yeah.
like I can recognize that living in America, I had certain privileges because of the color of my skin.
Sorry,
That is,
I'm sending a link to the group. Someone asked for it, but I'm still
oh,
listening.
good. No, you're good. But so I can recognize that and see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know that like that 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 I've also had struggles,
Yeah.
like I mean, as a woman, it's not always easy.
Yeah.
Um, and like, sometimes your economic status as well has plays a role as well. And like so like it there's just different struggles, but if we can understand each other, you can be um but you have to be willing. That's the thing. It's like people have to be willing to.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
And I guess like something that I talked about, which is like, because they asked a question if you ever experienced it yourself.
Mm.
I was like, well, I mean, I don't know if I would call it like necessarily racism, but it was like there was like in the small town area that I grew up in Iowa, there was this like feud or whatever of
Yeah.
like Dutch people. Like there's two cities that are like predominantly like Dutch is the heritage. I don't think people are like nobody's speaking Dutch or anything, but they like were like we're the superior like white people, I guess, like because we're Dutch, and then you're not like the city that I grew up in wasn't Dutch. They were like Welsh, and so there's some of that like kind of like
In the town you grew up, that's how it was?
yeah, a little bit. Like it was kind of a
Wow.
joke. Like I feel like it was kind of a joke, but like some people like took it kind of serious,
I'm serious.
you
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah.
so it's just like I'm like, this is weird. Like,
Yeah.
like you can't just look at somebody and be like, you're Dutch. Like I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it's like a Hitler type thing. It's like, Hitler was killing everybody who had blonde hair. Like he was killing everyone who didn't have blonde hair and blue eyes type stuff. I don't even
Right.
think he had that. Like
Right.
it's like what the heck? It's a weird, that's what racism is this weird warped mentality of you're not like you're not like me, but no one's like you. No one's exactly like you. So how in the world are you even saying that someone is how is how are you going to be racist or hate a race by which so I'm sorry, these people are texting me. I have a group of people that's like messaging me. But yeah, it's like, how are you going to be racist two people when you yourself is no one is the exact same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So even in those the category of people that you are liking or you like,
Hmm.
they're different. And it's like, so what's next? Oh, you're taller than me. I'm gonna be racist against your height. Like
Right.
racism is stupid.
Agreed.
It's stupid. And I know Jen, we got you in here. So
I, I'm
I'm
just
a
gonna warn you. I just want to warn you. My cat Jack might jump up here because he's around. So if you see a cat, that
tell Jack to come on. Tell him to come on. It's all right. He can jump up here. It's fine. We love him. We love
yeah,
him.
he's a good cat.
Let's go. And Jen, thank you for hopping in too. I'm trying to look out for everybody that's coming in. Again, I'm gonna try to give everybody at least 3 minutes to respond. We're gonna try to be out here by 11. It's pretty late, but I want to make sure we get all perspectives in. Kara kind of jumped us off, Jen, to a really good start in terms of perspectives of the topic that we have at hand, which is racism. And that would be another question I would ask too, I guess, proposing it now that Jen hopped in here as well. Starting off with the base level of to you both, before I ask you both about your personal experiences, how would you describe racism? Or what, again, I kind of just gave my 2 cents, stupid morphed reality of thinking everyone's like certain people are similar and shit. But how would you both describe it when you hear that word racism? How do you describe it or what does it mean to you? Either one of you can go first.
I mean, I've been talking a lot, so if Jen wants to talk, she can.
All right, Jen, if you want to hop in here, you want to take it, you get your 3 minutes. You on mute, by the way, Jen, just in case you're talking. Let me put this down. Okay, there we go. Jen. Maybe she's shy. I don't know.
She could be. I can go first, I guess. I've been
All right.
talking.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, I mean, I would agree with you that like racism is, I think it's a, I think it's dumb. It makes no sense to me because it's like we've all been created in God's image. I am like, I believe in God. So like, so I'm like, we are all created. And so we're all supposed to be like, you know, loving to people and like it's just, I feel like there's no reason for it.
Yeah.
But um but it's there, like you said,
Yeah.
because of the sin and just the evil in this world. And people like to feel like they're superior. So I think that like racism is really about ego. It's like
Mm.
I I'm better than you
Yeah.
because of this or because of that.
Yeah.
And and that's what I think it is. So that's like pride and arrogance and all of that.
Oh,
That's
that's good.
that's my answer.
That's a really good ego. Oof. That's good. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Mhm.
Jen, you there? You want to answer the question? What is racism to you? Jen,
I
come.
mean, I'm back.
There she is. Hey, let's go.
Hold on. For me, because I was a victim of it, and you know what happened last year. I mean, there's so much what concept about racism that people don't even know.
Mhm.
Like for example, like it's not about oh your color is this or your color is that or you're from here, you're from there. You don't deserve this because we deserve it because we're from here and you're not from here. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just like it's just it's just like I wish at one point like people would realize it's not really about your skin complexion or anything. It's about like who you really are as a person, like what's really inside of you. You know, a lot of people use their skin complexion to literally, like belittle people, which is
Mhm.
not okay.
Mhm.
So it's hard to still like talk about it because until now I still can't believe that it happened to me. I heard the stories about it, but I never thought it will happen to me.
Mm.
So
Oh, wow. No, that's good. That's good. And I'm gonna go a little deeper. All right, wait, are you done with your answer?
yeah.
Okay. All right, because I'm gonna go a little deeper. I'm gonna get a little more personal. And again, you don't have to share what you don't want to share, but I'm gonna get a little personal. Y'all know me. I like to ask questions. I like to ask deep questions. So
But if we ask question, you don't even answer it.
I'll answer it. I'll answer it too. I'll answer it. No, I'll answer it. I'll answer my questions too. As I'll try to answer as much as I can, but I want to make sure I get y'all perspective because we only have like
Mm-hmm.
30 more minutes. But I'll answer. I'll try to answer it too. So I'll say for the next question, can you describe a moment, that you you notice or realize you were blatantly, experiencing racism? You know what I'm saying? Like a moment where you both, and again, you don't have to mention names, you don't have to mention areas. You can just kind of go around it. You can be general as you want to. But I guess like a scenario where you would just like, yeah, this person is treating me different because I'm white, because I'm Asian, because I'm black, because I'm Hispanic. Like a moment where you were just like, yeah, I feel it. I know that this is what's going on. And maybe you didn't have a moment like that. I don't know. But yeah, if you have, can you just kind of, I guess, describe the feelings you had? Did you still show love? What did you do? How did you respond? Just kind of a little bit about that in three
I
minutes.
mean, I'll go first. I mean, since I moved here when I was like young, when I was like, if I'm not mistaken, I was 17. Coming here from Philippines is the biggest like shock for me. A lot of people treat me differently. Like they look at me like, oh, this woman is like typical woman who just like came here and then probably married someone else and then like
Mm.
literal
Oh
blah blah blah.
wow. Yeah.
Yes. Like the typical question. Literally every time like I met someone, they were like, oh, you married an old guy? Or like,
That's messed up. That's crazy.
yes. And then because I'm from Philippines, which is like it hurts to know that a lot of people think that way for us Asian women,
Mhm.
because let's be real, it's not, I mean, like you do you, like, because how can I describe it? Like a lot of women or even men
Mhm.
will do whatever they want. It's not just because of their color. They will just do it because that's their personality.
Mhm.
But then being judged by my color and where I'm from, it hurts the most to the point that I realized I don't really belong here. I want to go back to Philippines. It
Mhm.
came to the point like I asked my dad, let's go home. Like let's go back to Philippines. I don't belong here.
Mhm.
And then it hurt like to the point like I got depressed and I didn't talk to anyone. I even got scared to even talk to other color.
Wow.
It's just because of the fact that since I came here, I mean, since I moved here in America, I've been feeling that way, especially during COVID, because I'm Asian, so they think
Oh
I'm one of the
wow.
carrier
I didn't think
of
about
that
that.
COVID.
Wow. Wow.
Like people will look at us because we're Asian, and then we are the reason why a lot of people died here. I'm like,
I didn't even think about that. Wow.
I'm
Yeah.
just like, yeah, I'm Asian, but I also worked during those COVID. I also
You
sacrificed my
oh
life knowing
yeah.
I just came back from my maternity leave and then COVID hit.
Wow.
So we got a lot of hate because of that factor as well and made me realize like, you know what? Why people are like that? Why they think color, I mean they why they always base in color or your where you came from. Like why? And because we got a lot of like Asian hate because of that COVID. In New York, everywhere, like there's this 60 years old, she got beat up because she's Asian. And then for me, that's just like this world is getting out of hand. And then it, for me, if you want to be treated the way you wanted other people to treat you like that, you have it needs to come from you.
Mhm. Yeah.
So it's like until now, I mean, like I don't talk to a lot of people because I'm afraid like you're gonna like literally look at my color again and then there's point like Oh, you don't belong here in America. You weren't born here. You don't deserve to be here in America. You don't speak English. You need to go back to school. And that hurts.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And made me really think I just want to go home, back home, because home is Philippines and home, like, we respect each color. We respect people, you know?
Yeah.
So,
That's good. No, thank you for that. Thank you for those emotions. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the feelings. I want that.
oh,
I know I love that. I love the aspect of you reflecting on how you felt in the moment. And Kara, I want to hear from you. You know, things that you felt, um, feeling that in any type of way you explained earlier, how you had moments where you feel like, man, she doesn't belong here. Why are you bringing her here? You know, any of those moments that you might want to share. But you don't have to be specific if you don't
I
hear.
won't be, I won't be specific. I won't be too specific anyways. At
All
least I'll
right.
try not to be.
Yeah.
Um, but first of all, before I answer that, I just wanted to say like thank you, Jen, for sharing your experience because it's really important to know that like what other people have gone through and
Yeah.
like you just be vulnerable. Like, you know, you brought up the COVID thing,
Yeah.
uh, and I remember like hearing about that, but it's like you don't like I thought that's just so crazy. You know, it's just so crazy to like put that on somebody just because of like where they're from or like, you know, what their race is,
Ethnicity is,
what
yeah.
ethnicity. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And so like I'm really sorry you had to go through that. And like you're a nurse too, so like you were working in it. And
yeah.
so that's crazy.
Stupid.
So
Mhm.
just appreciate you sharing. And
Yeah.
I learned a lot from what you had to share. Anyways, I guess uh my experience, like I don't feel like I've ever like truly been a victim of racism, but more just like I had a friend who used to like joke around about because I was white,
Mm,
they would like joke around like, oh, you're racist, or like, or if I would say something, like they
mm,
would be like, oh, you're being racist or you're doing this. And like it made me feel really bad because I'm like I don't want to come off that way and I try like you know like I was saying before is like I love all cultures. I love to learn from people. I love to like you know it um I like when I lived in Hawaii and I got to work with the different like cultures of the like the kids like the parents. I tried to learn like I learned a little bit of Korean for
mhm,
like one of the little girls. I learned a little bit of Tagalog, like
mhm.
from the like you know the
Tribes and stuff out
Filipino,
there.
and
Yeah. Hmm.
like you know, and I tried you know just like you know because you want to make them feel comfortable. You want to make
Yeah.
people feel comfortable, right?
Yeah.
And so like when my friend would um who was like they were has Latino.
Mm,
Um, like they would just make jokes
yeah.
about me being racist or this or that, and like it really hurt because I was like, you should know me, and
Yeah.
like, and but I also like wanted to be sure that I wasn't coming across as racist, so I would ask like questions like, what did I do, you know, or how did I respond that made you think that, or like, do you really think this, or like, is this just a joke to
Mm,
you? It's like, because it's not a joke to me, because if I am actually coming across that way, I want to know because I want to like be able to like learn from it. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be that person, I guess. That's kind of like my experience. So it's just kind of like a little bit made me angry, but also just made me like I would look at myself and be like, am I? I
yeah.
don't am, but like but am I coming across that way?
And
Like
that's
and
not
do I
cool.
come across that way?
And that's not cool. Like I'll even speak on that too. It's like, you know, it's cool for any one of us, all of us to consider, okay, am I being racist? Am I being racist here? Am I being, it's not just white people. Yeah, black people can be racist, Asian people can be racist, Latin. Like when you say something about a certain race, it could come off as racist to someone. but it's not cool to make one specific race, like let's say in America, right? It being founded with this level of racism and stuff that's attributed to it. But just because that's the case doesn't mean that we look at every white person and think that, like, don't you? It's like, don't you do any? You got to prove to us that you're not.
Yeah.
But because you're black or because you're another type of race, oh yeah, you're not racist. Nah, anybody can be racist. And so I think it's just a matter of, like you said, communicating, understanding what other people take as offensive, and then adjusting in that. It's like, all right, cool. Like, is this too much? Am I doing something? Did I say something wrong here? Did I this that? And sometimes we're gonna make mistakes because we all different mixed people. America is becoming a potluck of just ethnicities. Like there's no one. It's becoming very mixed, and so um because of that, there may be things that are said. And so it's just also having grace and being able to talk things out with grace. Just things of that nature and not making one race feel like they have to prove themselves or they can't say nothing, or making one race feel like that's the only race that experienced racism, like
Mhm.
it's like, no, all, and so, yeah, I think y'all are bringing up really good points, really good perspectives. On your perspective of, like you said, you don't know if you're necessarily experiencing racism, but it was a level or form of, man, you're feeling like there's pressure on you. Everyone's looking at you like, hold on now, you got you're offending us just by being in the room, or something of that nature. And then Jen actually experiencing or having this level of experience, that is a level of, yeah, did you marry old man, old white man, or I don't know, whatever she said, old man, and did you come over here by some, level of, I don't know what.
Like it's just like it feels like it's like you're going through 90 days say and stuff like that. It's just all those aspects that they can throw on me. Like it's just a lot of perspective about people who migrated here in America.
Yeah.
Most of them think like, oh, you came here just because you married this old man, white or whatever race you are, or you're just using them, blah blah blah. Like like I to the point I got tired of like, you know what? Why would I even answer your question? Because I know who I came here with. Was with my dad and my brother. End of story. You don't need to know anything else. Because I got to the point like it got worse that whatever they says like got into my head because the fact that I'm dealing with it and then the more feedback that I'm getting from other people,
Mhm.
it's just like why? Just like I just don't get it. I mean, it's just sorry, it's just this topic is really getting into my
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. And that's why too, like, you know, um, well, you know what? I kind of want to ask that question. And Jen, you kind of answered it. But the question is, did you ever think that you could ever experience it? I guess that's a good question. Like, and Jen, I know you said that you didn't think it could ever. I think was that your answer? You said that you didn't think it could ever happen to you, or you didn't feel.
yeah. I never thought it will happen to me. I heard a lot of stories about it with my friends, people that I know, and it's hard to believe until like it happened to you.
Mm,
And then when it happened to me, I was in shock. Like I was in a state of depression to the point like I almost like tried to, just to end everything. And you
really?
know that. You
Wow.
know that. I went to
Yeah, yeah,
therapy
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
stuff. Cause like that moment,
yeah.
people later, I mean, that person later tell me face to face that I don't have any right to be here in America because I wasn't born here. I don't know how to speak English. I should go back to school. I have no right. It's stuff like that. It just gets you, especially the least you expected. Never thought it will happen to me. I've been in that, the specific place for 4 years.
Mhm.
Never experienced it.
Yeah.
And then last year when I experienced this, I was like, holy cow, this is real. This is actually happening. Racism is actually real. I was like, holy crap.
Mm.
Until now, I still think about it, but I have to move forward. But sometimes, you
Yeah.
hear stuff or people say people say a lot of things about different color, different race. It hurts. Why would you do that to other people? Just, if you have nothing good to say, just shut your mouth. Because you don't know what they're going through. You don't
Yeah.
know, just for example, today, you don't know what that person going through. You don't know if that person like family member or relatives or like just pass or like they're very sick. You never know. And then when you open your mouth being like a smart person and then you just throw that racism stuff, you just add that to their problems or stress. So for me, it's like if I don't have anything good to say, I rather shut my mouth instead of hurting people that I don't even know what they're going through in the daily basis.
Facts. Facts. That's good. Good. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you for sharing that. That's a
Mm-hmm.
good perspective. I was happy to hear you share that perspective of not really thinking that you would ever go through it. Like, because I always wonder that when people get very shocked or when there's like a moment where things happen, it's like I wonder if they ever thought that that could happen. And what about you, Kara? Like for even for you, I know you stated that the other experience wasn't necessarily so, but then let's say okay, if you feel like you haven't, because you would say so, you're saying that you feel like you've never,
Yeah, I don't really feel like I ever have, and I don't really necessarily like, I mean,
you don't think that you ever could.
I don't really feel like I ever could, and I guess that's just because of like I feel like it's just because of the way that society is. As here in America, especially. I mean, I know you've said that there can be like all races can experience racism, but at the same time, I just like as a white person, you just shy away from that. You're like, no, I can't, you know? Like it's like,
Yeah.
no, no, no. Because I have all this privilege and I have all of this stuff. But I think it's just again, like I said, just if you're aware of it,
Hmm.
um, then you can I wouldn't say necessarily like prevent it from happening, but you can be aware, like I think you can see it more clearly sometimes or like be able to like just you know talk to somebody or even like give somebody a look back because like this weekend like when I'm with my friend it's like they looked at us and I just looked right back at them like what are you staring at like we're friends like what what does this mean to you like we're chill we're hanging out
Yeah.
so like why are you looking at us
Yeah.
like so just like I guess now I just kind of like
And I would say that's kind of racism. Like
that.
I would say that's experiencing that form of racism. If
Yeah.
people looking at you and your black friend and they're like, why y'all together? Oh, like, isn't that not a form? I would say so.
I guess
So,
it is, yeah.
yeah. Like, for real, because it's like, like it doesn't have to just be
Mhm.
two black people getting in the car being stared by white people, or it doesn't have to be two, you know what I'm saying? It can be two
Yeah.
white people being in the car being stared at by black people. Like, those things can happen. Again, we understand the history of America,
Yeah.
but that's not to say that white people also can't experience racism.
Right.
Nah, that can happen.
Yeah. So I suppose like that. I mean, I suppose that's like just my experience. Like to me, it's not like as extreme
Yeah.
because it just looks. It's nothing
Yeah, I feel you.
like it's not like what Jen experienced, which is words, which hurt a lot.
Yeah,
Like and
absolutely.
and and even probably actions. So like people like literally being angry at you for existing, which is
And kill
stupid.
you. Yeah. 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 No, you're right. You're right. But yeah, I think like you said, being aware of the fact that it's there and it can happen. It's good that you have that. So you do have that awareness.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good to know. Like, because it can, it can happen. What's that? Do you hear that?
Yeah, I always feel like I won a prize when the timer goes off because
Wait,
it's like,
that was from the timer?
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah,
I've I've never heard that music before. What the heck was that?
I don't know.
Wait, isn't it do y'all hear that music?
I do hear that music.
Oh, it's mine. Sorry.
Oh,
Yo, that's it.
No, because I have my little one with me.
Oh,
oh,
I thought it was the timer. I was like, what's going on? Like,
no, that one music was the timer, but
The timer, the other one is the timer.
yeah.
I've never heard that music with the timer. When has that ever happened?
Oh my gosh, B.
It happened when Jen was talking the first time and it went off.
It happened. It did that,
Good, yeah.
There's literally, we can see the timer.
but I didn't hear any music. It sounded like a movie or something. Like it was sound like a movie was playing.
I don't know. That's what it did the first time that she was talking and it went off and then it did it again.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yo, I thought y'all was pranking me. I was like, what is that? Like, I was like, yo, that's crazy. That's
I'm
crazy.
I'm not good at pranks, so no.
Okay, yeah, and you can't lie. So yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I'm good
okay.
at it anyway.
Yeah, you are. Now Jen, she got her camera off. I'm like, is she playing music? Okay.
No, because like I still feel crap. I'm still sick.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
know. I know. Make sure you get some rest tonight. But this was good. This is good. I'm gonna leave it here because we kind of like we teetering. Um, I guess I'll ask one more like basic question. And I love what I'm hearing. I love what I've heard. I love the same perspectives. Again, Carrie, you can't say that you never experienced it. You just experienced it. I want you to leave here with that because
Yeah.
that's because again, as a black person, if we see that, we would probably say that we experienced that. That's a form of it, right? Somebody mean mugging you or looking at you because you're hanging out with somebody of a different race. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
had a white girlfriend. Is like this, like okay, you gonna look at me like okay, I don't care. Like, and I think that's the heart of it too when it comes to racism is not caring about what other people think.
Mhm.
It's like I don't care what you think. Like I really don't care what I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm so like that's actually why I can like have a brand that's like this because I really don't care. Like like I could care less. But you have some people who struggle with that, and I understand that. Like I understand that. I think my mom plays a huge part in my mind being like that. She raised me with such a level of like high confidence. It's like you feel like can't nothing break you down. But I understand people who do struggle in that aspect. But I think to beat racism, one of the things, ultimately, of course, Christ. But one of the things being like definitely not caring about what people think, because that frees you from any aspect. Like, okay, I really don't care what you think. I don't care how you. I don't care what you know. And obviously, at the end of the day, you're miserable. You're miserable, and until you join the other side and the side of not being racist, you will continue to be
Mhm.
miserable. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
hey, I appreciate the gifts. There's something just came across the screen. um, but yeah, yeah. I think it's just an amazing perspective you both just shared in regards to this. In closing, what would you both tell someone who let's see, okay, sorry. Okay, what would you both tell someone that is coming to America and knows nothing about racism? Like, what would be something like they've heard about it, they've heard like little itsy bitsy pieces of it, and they come in and ask you, you know, what is racism or what is that? Or what can I expect coming to America? What would you tell them?
I mean, as a person who came from, I mean, who moved to America from another country,
Mhm.
no one really taught me, no one even talked to me about racism at all. They never,
Really? Wow.
never.
You didn't even know the history about it?
I mean, I know, but then like, since like day by day and that
Oh,
I'm here in USA, I've learned more. But then when I literally first came here, never thought that that even exists.
wow.
Because like in our culture, in our Filipino culture, we don't really do that. We
Yeah.
respect people.
Mhm.
And then coming here, I was just like shocked. I'm like, why? Can we do equality? It's not like I always tell my friends, if you're coming here, just be you. Treat people
Mhm.
right the way you want to be treated. Don't overlook about their colors because that color doesn't define them. What defines them is what's in here.
Yeah.
I always advise my friends who comes here in US, they ask me like, how's the life there in America? As a person who lives now here in America, it's not easy to live here in America, but you just have to do your best. And then I always tell them respect, respect, respect.
Mm.
Because like coming from me, like what I experienced, you might not experience it. But because if I tell you what I've been through, you might like literally shut down to people. Then you might think people, those people are will literally do all of it to you. So
Mm.
like most of the time, I just tell them like what I experience here in America doesn't mean you will experience it. It's for you to see. It's for you to live with. All I can tell and advise you, always tell them like, be you. Number one, be you.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
Don't look at their color because it's not about a color. It's here.
Mhm.
So like, that's all I can say.
That's good. That's good, man. That's good. I asked that question for people who maybe listen. It's like, they're like, what is racism? What is, and some people don't know what that is.
Mhm.
And so you care, what will you tell someone who comes to America and they walk up to you at the, I don't know, so what is racism? What
I
would you say?
mean, yeah. Well, I really liked what Jen had to say about just
Mm,
like being yourself.
yeah.
Like that's what you have to do. But also, I guess I would just let them know that there is aspects and there are some people and I that are going to look at you like you don't belong because they feel entitled. They feel like they have been here longer than you,
Mm,
and so they deserve something because of that.
mhm.
And and so like what I would say again is like what Jen said is that's not a reflection of who you are, that's a reflection of them. And that's a reflection of what they're going through. That's a reflection of their own insecurities. That's a reflection
Yes.
of their own like just ignorance.
Yeah.
And like if you're not willing to learn about other people, other cultures, other like you're gonna stay ignorant. And
Yeah.
there's just there's division for no reason,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And something that I found that was really interesting, um, I talked to one of my friends who moved here from Nigeria and was just talking about like we're talking about politics
Yeah.
and just he was like in Nigeria like politics we don't really talk politics that much because it's like you already kind of know what's going to happen but like or like it's kind of corrupt there or
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
sometimes and like here um a lot of times America thinks that it's the center of the universe and everybody is or the center of the world and everybody is looking at us for everything. And I'm not saying that we don't do good things,
Mhm.
um, but we don't always do good things,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
and not everybody is looking at us or cares what's going on because they've got their own problems that's happening in their countries
Yeah.
that they have to worry about. So they're not actually like, you know, uh, whoever gets elected is gonna get elected and things
Yeah.
is happening, but we are the ones that have to care about that, not them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. That's really good.
And yeah, so I think just be yourself, like Jen was saying.
Hmm.
Be yourself. Be yourself. I think that's really good advice. Be yourself, because at the end of the day, you're gonna always win being yourself because you're not wearing a mask. Sooner or later, if you're wearing a mask, you're gonna get tired of wearing that mask. You know,
Hmm.
you're gonna get tired of it. And typically what comes with getting tired of it is things like suicide, depression, anxiety. Like those are once you're so tired of wearing that mask, You know, you're like, man, if I take the mask off and show these people who I really am, will they really like me and all? So you've built up all these insecurities, and so you're just like, man, I might as well just end myself, or I might as well just do this. Like because you've tried to fit this box the entire time. So now
Mm,
and you're and part of trying to fit that box the entire time is caring about what people think.
Mhm.
I've been trying to live my life in accordance to the way other people feel or think about me my entire life. Now I have to show them who I really am. And when you take that mask off, and that's where I think a lot of people struggle in that area. And they get to the point where like, yeah, I'm tired of being fake, which is a good place to be.
Mhm.
It's just that what do you do when you're there? And I think most people,
mhm,
again, depression and anxiety, suicide, all these things, all those other aspects of it take place instead of taking off the mask and just being yourself, which is what you truly should be. So this was dope, y'all. This is so dope. This is so dope. We didn't have as many people
mhm.
as I thought was gonna hop on here. I got some people I'm gonna hit up and be like, "Where were you?" Because I literally hit Lulu up. But it's cool. It's cool. Like this was good. This was good. Kara, Jen, I love it. You know what I'm saying? This is a great perspective. Again, I talk to all type of people. I don't care what color, what race. I was looking for an alien, to be honest with you. I was trying to talk to an alien. I was trying to get a wolf. I was about to get a cat. Like I was about to bring animals in here.
I got a cat.
We had a cat.
You wanna talk to Jack? He's been
We had
talking.
a bring
He's been
Jack
talking
in
the whole time.
here.
Let's talk to him.
Oh, you got a dog too.
I got a dog
Yo,
and a
all these pet.
cat.
What? Wait, what kind of dog? What kind of dog do you have?
Husky.
A husky. That's a
Wanna talk
husky.
to the dog?
Oh, they got cats and dogs talking to each other on the line. Yo, this about to go viral, man. This is about to go viral. I
No,
love.
but thank you, T, for doing this because I
Yeah,
think using your platform open people's mind or like
yeah,
what's really going on in this world because a lot of people are scared to talk about what they experience because they're scared of to be judged. They're scared to be vulnerable on what they really experience. But sharing what you experience will literally make a change. A lot of people go through with this and we don't know. And then if they once they watch it, they're like, it's time for me to stand up for my own. It's time for me to end this what I'm going through. It's just like you excuse me, what you're doing is really amazing. Keep on doing it, even you're getting older.
Oh my goodness. I appreciate you, even though you call me old. No, don't be doing that. But Well, I appreciate you. No, I do. I love doing this, and I mean, I can't do it without y'all. Kara, Jen, like y'all showed up, and like that's the thing. Like, community is community, but it's community because people unite. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but you know what I'm saying? I know my gift. I know the gifts that I have of talking to people, bringing people together. You know what I look like, holding that to myself and not utilizing that for a greater cause. Um, and so I think that's what this is ultimately.
Oh.
Utilizing that gift to do something like this, to bring people together and to talk. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think talking is the ultimate remedy, the ultimate medicine, you know. But how can you experience that medicine if you don't talk, if you don't try to understand where people are coming from, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So until we do more of this, I think there's just be more and more complications, more and more. And that's exactly what people who want to cause division want, right? They don't want you to talk. They
Mm-hmm.
don't want you to communicate. They don't want you. Probably one of the biggest fears of politics or people in politics is for people on both sides to get together and talk.
Mhm.
Right, one of the biggest fears. It's like, no, we can't let that happen. You know, or anywhere where you see division. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Yes.
I appreciate y'all so much. TikTok live, man. We signing out. This was a dope topic. We talked about racism. Hey, it's the thing. It's something that happens. It's something that goes on. But we shouldn't shy away from talking about it. But at the same time, we shouldn't put too much energy into it because at the end of the day, we all bleed red.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
We all bleed red. So this was dope. Super dope. I'm gonna be posting this. So make sure that y'all look out for this because this is gonna be a good one. But I know it's kind of late. I don't want to hold y'all any longer. Did y'all want to say anything before we close out? You want to go?
You take your medicine because you're old.
Yeah.
Now, like, yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. I was like really thinking about should I even join or not, because like what I've said, I'm still like scared to be open about what I've been experiencing here since like I moved here in America. But you guys made me realize it's time. Like T knows me. Like I'm a type of person that who doesn't really share a whole lot of things. I'm scared to still open up
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of like traumas, but I'm getting there.
You're getting
It's
there.
one step at a time.
And that's what it's
you
about.
know.
That's what it's
Yeah.
about. That's what it's about. It's about getting there. Like, you won't care. Care, like, she told me that she struggled with social anxiety. I don't believe that anymore. Like, because you've grown so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you didn't get there overnight. It took time.
It did take time.
Takes time. Takes
I
time.
still am socially awkward sometimes, but we're good. He doesn't believe me.
Nah,
No,
it's
I mean like I joke around, but then if I'm around people that I don't know, I'm like,
get all
I'm
shy.
not gonna say a
Yeah,
word. Oh no.
Exactly. Exactly. See,
Uh,
Jen gets it. Jen gets it.
I get it.
yeah.
I get it. But over time, I just feel like when you get older, it's just like, you know what? Who
That's
cares?
why you have to do your meet and greet so you like your
I know.
community
I
can meet
know.
each other.
No, true, true, true. No, that's definitely coming. No, that's coming. It's coming. I'm planning next year. I'm just still trying to decide if it's going to be like early next year, mid, like, and I guess we can talk about that with the moderators.
Yeah.
That's something that we can, because I'm definitely gonna need y'all help in coordinating that. But like, you know, yeah, yeah, we'll definitely talk about it. I'm gonna post more about it. But I love
Yeah.
y'all. Y'all get some rest. I'm gonna get some rest too.
Love you.
Love y'all so much.
Love you.
And
Bye bye.
until next time.
Until next
Bye.
time. Bye.
All right, y'all. See y'all. Love y'all. Thank you, Kara.
Thank you, Trey.
Thank you. Bye.